Dieser Kleidungsspiel kommt mir bekannt vor.
Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The Aquabus hasn't even arrived yet. Oh? And who are they?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Man kennt uns.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise! We've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Wem apparation wir? Nervia oder Chiara?
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Well, it's like this.
Ugh.
Das ging aber schnell.
I know, Chiori, you don't have to say it. You did remind me that this investor was a little bit sketchy.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
But how could I pass it up? He offered me twice as much as the others.
And therein lies the problem.
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes. After obtaining such an excellent script, it's only natural that I would want to make the most of the film. The budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to front such a large amount of mora, so...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some more together for you.
Ich habe ja nur so 4 Millionen in der Tasche, aber davon reden wir natürlich nicht.
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me. But the cost of the film is staggering. I'm afraid that any mora we can scrounge together in a short amount of time won't even be able to cover the actors' fees.
Diese Hollywood-Schauspieler wollen immer mehr und mehr.
We need to move on. What's happened has already happened, and there's no changing it. But now's not the time to give up.
Und da kommen natürlich noch die ganzen Kosten, ne, wie Werbung und so weiter. Ne, kennt man ja alles, ne, wenn man sich mal auskennt, ja. Boah, wie teuer das werden kann. Die ganzen Werbebudgets, ne, kostet 300 Millionen und dann muss es doch mal, und dann muss man 800 dafür rausbekommen, damit man es wieder reinkriegt, das ganze Geld.
What? You're saying that you have a plan?
Deswegen ist der Marvels auch gefloppt.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't give up just yet. The actors I recommended aren't just after Mora after all.
Really? Then where do you live?
Under the sea. Ich find's gut, dass sie ihr Outfit auch trägt.
live in Mersea Village. The only way to enter is from underwater.
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
You're so thoughtful. But some Melusines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
This is our stop.
Oh, we've arrived. But I haven't even finished chatting with Abel yet. I also enjoyed Abel's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this Aquabus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Die Stimme haben wir doch bestimmt schon mal gehört. Jetzt würde Ike wahrscheinlich sagen, ja, hörst du es raus? Hörst du es raus? Nein, falsch. Oh.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you since you left Inazuma.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they're who you meant when you said you had actors coming from Inazuma?
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. Are you also here for the film?
We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to contact you when I was making preparations for the film? I figured you were probably busy and I didn't want to disturb you.
Es macht auch Sinn, dass die beiden Schauspieler sind. Ich meine, die beiden sind ja quasi... Nee, Quatsch. Ja, die Leute sind ja quasi Politiker.
So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors to play the lead roles in the film.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here, but you still managed to surprise me first.
Oh, so you all know each other already! My, what a coincidence! What are the chances everyone could be brought together here like this? Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal? I've already made a reservation.
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us too?
Hast du für uns schon das Essen bezahlt? Denkst nicht wahrscheinlich.
Yes, of course, of course. I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve a few more delicious dishes just to make sure there'll be enough food.
Very well. Then please, kindly lead the way, Mr. Xavier.
Jetzt sehe ich erst, dass die beiden so einen Schönheitsflecken haben. Sie ein Auge und er einen Mund. Ah.
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how big they are.
Ja, schon unterzieht Schüssen in Inazuma.
And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier. It really is a magnificent sight.
So viel Stein und so wenig Holz und Papier.
And look at that huge spinning sphere. Where does it get its power? Wait a sec. Could it be one of those clockwork mecha we've heard so much about?
Geh in die zweite Etage des Hotels de Boer. Wo sind alle hin? Das geht mal schnell. Ja, Leute, und nochmal, für den Fall der Fälle, nochmal willkommen zurück zu Genshin Impact. Weiter in der Quest. Musketen und Rosen und Musketen. Falsch rum. So. Aber ohne Eike, weil er das Kapitel ja noch nicht gespielt hat. Naja, angeblich. Naja, obwohl, er müsste es inzwischen ja schon gespielt haben. So. Gehen wir uns einfach schnell hin. Ich laufe doch nicht selbst. Okay, das geht schnell. Ja, aber ich werde bei den Dialogen nicht so viel reinquatschen, weil mein Commentary ist eher so und so. Seien wir mal realistisch.
So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it? It seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them. And the flavor has many layers too.
Ja, ihr benutzt viel weniger Glutamat.
Ah, yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
Obwohl, ich glaube, das verwechsel ich mit chinesischen Essen. Ich glaube, die hauen immer haufenweise von Glutamat schon als Pulver mit rein bei ihren Essen.
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we? How have preparations for the film been coming along, Mr. Xavier?
Well, I've already assembled most of the film crew. A lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
Alles schon drin und das Merchandise ist auch schon vorbereitet.
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right? I read the script you sent me on the way here. The story is pretty good.
Und der zweiten oder dritten Fortsetzung sind es dann 4.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but I'm afraid I've run into a bit of a problem.
Oh? What is it?
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's encountered some financial trouble and will be unable to release to me the amount of funding agreed upon.
Wie funktioniert das eigentlich bei Filmen, mal so mit den Filmgeldern zusammensuchen? Ja gut, hierzulande ist es mehr so mit Förderung. Ja, ja, sehe, Monta. Nee, Manta, das wird ja toll. Oh, ich brauche mal 1 Million. Und um das Ganze zu stemmen, hier ist es so teuer. Ja, ja.
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you simply take him to court over the matter?
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months before the case could even be heard.
Das ist zumindest realistisch, nicht wie im Fernsehen.
Then, is there a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
Denn Gerichtsfälle können manchmal Jahre dauern.
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of mora on such short notice. Besides, we have to consider the film festival's submission deadline.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no, that won't do.
Oh, das ist keine Sorge, wir haben Geld.
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your invitation.
Gab's sowas eigentlich schon mal in der Geschichte, dass Schauspieler umsonst mitgespielt haben bei etwas? Ich glaube, sowas gab's schon mal, aber mir fällt jetzt gerade nicht ein, wo.
Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders, and needs to strengthen its relations and cultural ties with other nations. We didn't have many collaboration projects with Fontaine in the past, so we hoped this trip would serve as a good start for the future.
Indeed. You could say that's the real reason why the Yashiro Commission agreed to come to Fontaine.
I understand, but having you two act for free just doesn't seem right.
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish formal cultural ties with your nation.
Ah, offiziell geht's also um Film, aber inoffiziell geht's nicht wieder um Diplomatie.
This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and Fontaine. It's my hope that the film can be finished and released as smoothly as possible.
Es geht um den, es geht um den Import von Fonta.
If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement, I would also be more than happy to be introduced to some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary and artistic circles.
All right, I'll do as you say. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to cobble together enough mora now, even if it means selling my house, my camera, and every single family heirloom.
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
Genau, und da wird man die Kamera halten, wie bei, als Beispiel Poltergeist, ne? Hier, Chiros oder was das war, ne? Oder Coca-Cola, aber immer schön die Dose in die Kamera drehen, ne? Wie bei Wayne's World. Leute, ihr Geld verkaufen, sich für Geld verkaufen. Das ist irgendwie nicht richtig. Ja, wir werden auch zur Seite stehen, als Freundschaftssponsoren.
Me too. Even though I didn't bring much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
You are too kind, all of you. I really don't know how to...
Er wird erst heulen, wenn der Film nicht ein Flop wird und er auf der Straße landet.
Ew. Alright, enough about that. Now that we have Xavier's savings, my support, and 2 leads who are willing to act for free, I think we will be able to make this happen. So, instead of Mora, you'll help with filming and production.
Oh, but how can we help with that? We don't know much about making a film.
Ja, wir nehmen nur Fotos auf, aber das ist ja nicht dasselbe.
Alright, pull yourself together, Xavier. Tell us if there are still any open positions left among the crew.
All right. Let me think. We still need a camera operator, a clapper loader, and someone to manage logistics. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the producer. So the positions of director and director's assistant will also need to be filled.
Director. So spricht man das aus? Ja, aber wir haben ja gesehen, die an zum Beispiel Uwe Boll-Filme. Das ist keine gute Idee, wenn der Typ, der den Film macht, der Regisseur, alles macht. Autor, Drehbuch, Produzent, drehen und so alles, ne? Weil dann keiner dazwischen grätschen kann und sagen kann, ey Mann, was du da geschrieben hast, das ist total scheiße.
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person do, but what's a clapper loader?
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapperboard to record and organize the information of each shot. When the camera operator begins shooting, the work requires both patience and careful attention to detail.
Heutzutage so eine Filmklappe überhaupt noch? Ich meine, früher war es ja wichtig, weil man da den Ton ansetzt für diesen Klack.
A clapperboard? Oh, you mean the thing they hold that goes clap whenever they start filming?
Woher weiß sie das? Ich dachte, Filme sind erst neu.
Yes, that's right. Are you interested in that job?
For sure! Paimon's always wanted to try that!
All right, then you'll be our clapper loader. I can find someone from the store to help with logistics. What do you think, Xavier?
Oh, fine by me. As for our camera operator, I was thinking of letting the Traveler take the role.
Oh, he's great when it comes to using a camera. Paimon can't even count how many things we've taken photos of during our journey.
Da müsste ich aber in den Ordner gucken mit den Screenshots.
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed the Traveler had an eye for photography and composition when we worked together previously.
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Teyvat and all the places they've seen. After so many adventures, using a camera must be second nature by now.
What do you say, Traveler? Are you interested in the job?
Aber nur, wenn ich vorher bezahlt werde.
Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
Hey, nicht so nah. Hast du nicht gedacht an... Doch an die Ansteckung.
So, all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Oh, me! I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help the director, right? I can handle that.
All right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known directors in Fontaine are probably also busy working on their own films these days. I'm not sure who will have time to help.
Na, wie viel können schon sein?
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an artistic consultant. She could be a good director, right? Besides, it's not like she has anything else to do right now.
Genau, sie ist ja kein... Sie ist ja kein Arkon mehr. Ups.
Farina? Do you really think Lady Farina would be willing to help us with our humble project?
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed me about what happened here in Fontaine.
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work as a director.
Zählt das dann als zweiter Bildungsweg?
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect, and the storyboards were also excellent. Don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate we can think of right now. You'll never know until you give her a shot.
Fine. You're right, Shiori. I'll do anything for the sake of my film. Anything! Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's residence. I just hope she'll agree to help.
Do you need us to also come along?
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just arrived in Fontaine, and I'm sure there are many places you would like to visit. Just leave this task to me. It's part of my duties as the producer.
Very well. Then we'll be waiting to hear the good news.
I'll go with you. By the way, you might want to consider bringing a gift.
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina's place. We know Farina pretty well by now, so having some familiar faces there should help your chances. Besides, the whole thing was our idea in the first place.
Bring einfach was Süßes mit.
All right, then I'll start making preparations. As for the gift...
Ja, hab ich doch gesagt.
A gift for someone who was once seen as the Hydro Archon. I wonder what she would like.
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring, so perhaps I should get another exquisite clockwork contraption for her.
Uhrenring? Was soll denn das sein? Ein Ring mit... Ring, in der gleichzeitig ein Uhrwerk eingebaut ist? Oder was soll das sein?
Huh? Can't we just bring some desserts, like the Fontanellia mousse?
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap? She does like desserts, though.
Isn't Fontaine festival happening right now? I heard Evil tell us on the Aquabus that Farina introduced the tradition of going door to door and asking for sweets. To do something like that, she must have a real sweet tooth.
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy, it might actually make her feel more uncomfortable.
Ja, ein bisschen Bescheidenheit ist immer gut.
Alright then, let's go buy some Fontaine mousse.
Oh, cool.
But will that really be enough? We'll be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
Hätte jetzt erwartet, dass sie jetzt hier aufhört, dass wir jetzt wieder hinlaufen müssen, dann müssen wir es kaufen und dann fängt das wieder von vorne an.
You're right. We need to further sweeten the deal.
Die Shiori ist wirklich ein bisschen, wie sagt man, deutlich entspannter als die, zum Beispiel, ja, wären da zum Beispiel andere Charaktere.
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontaine mousse?
Wie Yoimiya zum Beispiel.
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter than any dessert in the world.
Es wird so viel. Hau doch mal ein Kilo Zucker drauf. Und wenn Furina da einen Zuckerschau hat, dann, ja. Suchen wir jetzt jemand anderen.
But what could that be?
Your words of praise.